Welcome back to Performance Juice, where we dive deep into the science of elite performance. I'm your host, Drew Hopper, and today we're exploring one of the most powerful states an athlete can access, flow state. But first, I'm excited to announce our first official sponsor, Hopstar Organic Coffee. As someone who's obsessed with optimizing performance, I only partner with brands that align with our values. Hopstar delivers single origin Ethiopian beans with a proprietary clean roast process. No toxins, just pure clean energy. Use code PERFORMANCE10 for 10% off your first order. And here's something you absolutely don't want to miss. Stick around until the end of this episode because I'm announcing a massive $3,000 giveaway. 2 winners are going to receive something that could completely transform their performance. I'll give you all the details on how to enter at the end, so don't go anywhere. Now let's talk about flow state. What exactly is flow state? Flow state, first defined by psychologist, and bear with me here, Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, is a mental state where you become fully immersed in an activity with complete focus, energized concentration, and a sense of effortless control. Here's the science. A landmark study published in Frontiers in Psychology examined flow state in elite athletes. They found that during flow experiences, brain activity shifts dramatically. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for self-criticism and overthinking, actually downregulates through a process called transient hypofrontality. What this means is your inner critic goes offline. That voice telling you, don't mess up, or this putt matters, literally gets quiet. Meanwhile, areas responsible for pattern recognition, muscle memory, and automatic responses become hyperactive. Athletes in flow show decreased stress hormones and increased coherence between heart and brain rhythms. This isn't just feeling good. This is measurable physiological optimization. But here's what's fascinating. Flow isn't random. It's accessible. And I know this because I experienced it accidentally before I ever understood what it was. Let me tell you about my first real experience with flow state. And I'm going to be honest with you. This story gets me emotional because of how profoundly it changed my life. Senior year of high school, sectional championship finals. I was ranked 5th in the state, pretty good. But the kid I was about to wrestle was ranked 1st. This is the finals match, a lot of pressure. Everyone expected him to dominate me. I was supposed to lose and lose badly, frankly. Well, I'd never done this before, what I'm about to tell you, in my entire career. But something inside me knew I needed to do something different. So I walked over behind the bleachers. I was would have been a 130 pounder then. So probably around the 119 pounders were out on the mat. I walked over behind the bleachers and I got on my knees and I prayed. And I said, Lord, please give me everything I need in this moment. Be with me during this match. And I can already feel myself getting emotional. The moment I finished this prayer, something shifted. All my anxiety was gone. All my fear about losing or embarrassing myself, about not being good enough, was completely eliminated. My mind just became laser focused, really just focused on the one thing, which was relentless execution. 6 minutes, balls to the wall. I never thought about stopping, never really thought about anything. And to that end, here's what's incredible. My conscious mind was essentially offline the entire match. I can barely remember moments of it now, and even at the time, right after the match, I wasn't really sure what had happened. I'd surrendered control and allowed really my athletic mind to take control and govern everything I did at that point. I wasn't consciously present during the match. I was in complete flow. No hesitation, no reservations, no fear, no anxiety. I just executed what was in front of me without thinking about it. Well, I made your decision, the guy who was supposed to beat me easily, and I smoked him. I came off the mat and my coach shook my hand and said, don't be satisfied, you've got state. My teammates all looked at me like, who are you? They'd never seen me perform at the level where I was completely free. This just wasn't a wrestling match for me. This was a moment that really fundamentally changed how I understood human potential and specifically my own potential. I realized at this point that I was capable of something extraordinary, something I didn't even know existed within me. And here's why I get emotional about this. I know how it feels to not have access to your best. I fought this my entire youth, honestly, until this moment. And I know how frustrating it is as an athlete when you know you're capable of more, but you just can't seem to get there consistently. It sucks. It really does. But I also know what's possible when you can access this state intentionally. And that's exactly why I've dedicated my life to helping people achieve their very best. So here's the question that changed everything for me. If I could access this state accidentally, what could happen if we could do this intentionally? That question led me to develop what I call the BRAVR system. B for baseline, R for reset, A for affirm, V for visualize, R for ready. This isn't just theory. This is a scientifically backed protocol that creates the exact neurological conditions for flow state. Let me break this down for you. Baseline establishes present moment awareness. We're interrupting the mental chatter and grounding you in the now. This is where flow lives, not in the past mistake or the future consequences, but right now. Reset interrupts the stress response cascade I described earlier. We're literally changing your physiology, shifting from fight or flight to a state of calm alertness. Affirm creates positive neural pathways. We're replacing that inner critic with a confidence building self talk that primes your nervous system for success. V for visualize primes your pattern recognition systems. Your brain rehearses success, creating neural pathways that make execution feel automatic. R for ready synchronizes your physiology for optimal performance. Heart rate, breathing, muscle tension, everything aligns for peak execution. When you follow BRAVR protocols, you're essentially hacking the same neurological pathways that I assessed accidentally in that wrestling match. You're creating the conditions where your conscious mind steps aside and your athletic intelligence takes over. This works on the golf course, in the gym, on your bike, in business presentations, anywhere you need to perform under pressure. Because flow state isn't just for athletes, it's for anyone who wants to access their highest level of performance. The research shows that flow state isn't mystical. It's accessible through specific mental and physiological protocols, and that's exactly what BRAVR gives you. Now, here's that 3K giveaway I promised you. I want you to pause this episode right now. Grab your phone, go to eliteperformancejuice.com. You're going to see in the menu 3K giveaway. Click on that. We're giving away 2 complete 6-month elite performance coaching packages, each valued at over $3,000. Here's exactly what's included: 12 one-on-one coaching sessions with me, a complete Titleist Performance Institute physical screen, a custom Titleist Performance Institute biomechanical workout program, strategic course planning software, detailed swing video analysis, and a full integration of our BRAVR mental performance system that we just talked about. Guys, you have absolutely nothing to lose here. If you want to improve your golf game comprehensively, not just your swing, but your entire approach to performance, this is your opportunity to get a complete transformation at no cost to you. I'm genuinely excited to work with you and help you not just lower your scores, but actually enjoy the game more. More importantly, I want to help you access that flow state we've been talking about consistently on demand. Entry deadline is October 15th. 2 winners will be announced October 18th. Go to Elite Performance Juice right now and enter to win. Before we wrap up, thanks again to Hopstar Organic Coffee for sponsoring today's episode. Clean energy for peak performance. Use code PERFORMANCE10 for 10% off your first order. And remember, go to eliteperformancejuice.com and enter our 3K giveaway. 2 complete 6-month coaching packages will be given away October 18th. The deadline for entry is October 15th. Next time, we're going to dive into the neuroscience of pressure and why your best swing on the range disappears on the first tee. Until then, keep optimizing. This is Drew Hopper with Performance Juice. Stay elite.